It's Madden NFL 23, and we'll have a rematch of Super Bowl 38. It's the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots, and it's coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on 10 between the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots. Welcome again, one and all. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Brandon Gaudin on hand alongside Charles Davis. And yes, the storyline here, the weather, snow, and more of it expected as this game continues. So how will that impact how this one goes?
Can these teams ignore the distraction and the strangeness of playing in a snow game? Because it actually affects the crowd as well. That big roar you get is often muffled.
It's a rematch of the 2004 Super Bowl. The Pats and Panthers are underway. This one taken just inside the 10. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. We see Carolina's offense getting set for their first possession here. And at quarterback, his second season with the Panthers, Sam Darnold.
And the thing with Sam... We know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Give him 15 yards to start their first drive of the game.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy's setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll run it here. This is D'Onta Foreman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They find some open field here. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. They run again with Foreman. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. D'Onta Foreman from 17 yards out. And the Panthers will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. Extra point through the snowflakes, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And it was finished off by D'Onta Foreman on the touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. Jones and the Pats now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Jones. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Jeremy Chin, so dangerous wherever he's at on the field, and that time he gets in there for the sack. Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Here's Smith to return it. huge return. As it is, still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position. Here's Foreman. Oh, he's got some breathing room. 20. 98 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on first. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. D'Onta Foreman with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Panthers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And it's now 14-0. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. Takes it at the 7. And able to get this out to the 25. So back onto the field come the Pats for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Throwing Jones. His throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Jones now to throw on 3rd down. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one.
That's returnable now for Smith. And he's going to get this down inside the 40 before he's finally ridden out of bounds. He had his sights on the end zone, no doubt, but is brought down after a... And now following that last play, I do believe we're going to get a review here. Yes, indeed, the red flag is out. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here. Points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16. Right back to Hubbard. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. That good for 22 and a first down. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've just...
Touchdown! Tommy Tremble. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Panthers take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Taken in at the 3. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Panthers. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again on drive number 4. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. So first down went the wrong direction. They're at the 13-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Ian Thomas from 13 yards out as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the rout is on here in this first half. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Taken in at the 3. And he won't quite make it to the 25. The Pats at the line ready to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Patriots in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10. A run with a second-year man. That's Ramondre Stevenson. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I think sometimes when you're trying to get after the quarterback, maybe it's better to be lucky than great, because I think on that one, he's just trying to get upfield and rush the passer. Instead, the tackle for the loss landed right in his lap.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. On 4th down, Michael Pilardi on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. This is fielded at the 27. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina. He returns that punt 73 yards. And the Panthers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that makes this 35-0 now. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. New England trying to get a place on offense. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that...
Oh, now Harris lost it. It's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
You know I love football. You know I love the game.
I hope so.
But nighttime in December, you know I'm wearing multiple coats. So I just wonder about the guys on the field with all the great gear that they have. Do they have enough on, or do they have too much on? Because sometimes that can affect you trying to carry the ball.
Following the fumble recovery, Walker. Over the middle complete. That's Marshall. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Terrace Marshall, 37 yards. And the Panthers have taken a 6-touchdown lead.
Okay, we need to double check here with Marvin because he keeps all of our good stats. But what I've got is 5 drives, 5 touchdowns, and they've got a nice, healthy lead.
Well, after the first drive, we thought things might be clicking. They're really clicking at this point. They're clicking about as much as they can click.
And
I just said click a lot.
Yes, you did, but that's okay because the guy who's coordinating the defense, trying to slow them down,
Good luck.
he's going to have hair that looks like mine very soon. Not much of it.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Offense returns to the field. There's the running back, the bruiser from Alabama, Damian Harris. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means starting with the running game and continuing to press the running game. Maybe you go away from him a little bit now, but the bottom line is he hasn't touched it enough to make a difference.
Well, they haven't established that running game yet. The question is, will they? A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. The offense on third down tonight, 0 for 3 to this point. They can use a conversion. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Off play action. Jones. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Jones. Oh, he was looking for Parker, but it's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Panthers are going to take over at their own 41. The struggles continue here offensively. Still nothing for them on the scoreboard, and now an interception.
Yeah, the offense looks extremely sluggish, not really in sync at all. Dare I say, it looks...
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Carolina. Terrace Marshall. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Panthers extend their lead yet again.
This is exactly where I expect teams to take a shot. Right after a turnover, you count on the defense being a little bit jumbled coming out on the field, maybe catch them back on their heels, and that's exactly what they did there. They threw it downfield and really created a big play.
Yeah, you said jumbled. They were the definition of jumbled defensively. One play and into the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. New England's offense set to go. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he can't bring it in. Incomplete. He dropped it on the crossing route. 4th down now. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. Fielded just inside the 20. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Well, the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts. That's their second, so they'll have one remaining here in this second quarter. We'll be right back. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. On third down, here's a run by Hubbard. And he's got some space here. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. 111 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half. They'll run here with Hubbard. And this time he is in. Chuba Hubbard, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers have got it on cruise control. And he was excellent on that drive. He deserved to be the one to get across the chalk.
Oh, I agree with you totally. A workhorse on the drive, and how about that last decisive run to punch it in?
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Patriot offense back out, getting set to go. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. A 2nd and 10 on a chilly, snowy December day, and I must say, I'm loving it. Kind of putting me in the holiday spirit. Charles hates it. And he's giving me the evil eye, folks. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. And the ball is out. Jones got hit and lost it. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. Here comes Chuba Hubbard. Let's take a closer look at him. He's already cruised past the 100-yard mark. We haven't even gone away for halftime yet.
He might not want halftime. All right, why cool off?
Keep everybody here.
Let's stay out on the field and keep going. But all that being said, everything is really working well for them. The play calling's been excellent. The blocking's been terrific. And obviously his vision and legs have hurdled him to this big number so far. We could be seeing something really special here.
And we'll see how much they give him the ball here. And they go play action. Here's Walker. He's going to look deep for more. It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Carolina. DJ Moore, 71 yards. And the Panthers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Piñeiro now to add the extra point. And the route is on here in this first half. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Patriots with the football here late in this first half. Charles, you're down multiple scores, less than a minute left here, but with that deficit, they've got to try to at least work their way into field goal range to try to muster something out of this drive.
I'm going to go ahead and date myself one more time because I'm going to quote an old Smokey and the Bandit lyric. They've got a long way to go and a short time to get there, but they still have time to get it done. So I'm looking forward to watching them mount this drive and see if they can get some points out of it.
Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. After the sack on first down, Jones. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half. Here's Jones on third down. Eluded, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack. On now the former Vol, Michael Pilardi. He gets this away as he'll wisely, I'd say, angle this to the sideline. So we come upon halftime, intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to our downtown Orlando studios and this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Carolina. And this has been an absolute clinic in how to run the football. Over 200 yards on the ground, just in the first 2 quarters alone. You'd have to imagine, given the snowy condition, lots to talk about at halftime for these 2 coaching staffs. Plenty of decisions to be made for this second half for sure. And for the call, we hand it back over to Brandon Gaudin.
Indeed, Coach. Thanks very much. And that snow you alluded to showing no signs of stopping, at least in the foreseeable future. As they say here in London, all to play for as we are back underway in the second half. Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. For the Patriots taking over to start quarter number 3. We'll see, Charles, if they had a chance to hit the reset button at halftime. They have not scored. They're facing this big deficit. And if they're going to come back, it's going to have to start right now.
Yeah, and for them, it's not dwelling in the negative because, yes, they were totally ineffective in the first half. But we've seen many games that have flipped around in the second half. It all starts with this drive right here. They get something good going, put some points on the board, they begin to have hope.
Throwing again on second down. Jones. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
At this point in the game, in the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Brian Burns, his second sack of the night. Here's Michael Pilardi now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line.
It's been a struggle all game for them on offense. This was a chance to maybe provide a little bit of a spark with a punt return. Unfortunately, that spark got doused.
Yeah, and you call special teams. He's got a man complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Play action now. Walker. That's going to be caught. It's Chenot. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Laviska Chenot, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Panthers just continue to roll. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. Taken in at the 3. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. So the Patriots coming out now. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. Or win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles. But I don't know. Do you look at this as a... And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. It's C.J. Henderson picking it off. And the Panthers are going to take possession of the football.
Parker, I think this one went awry very simply because he overestimated his arm strength and his ability to fit it anywhere he wants to. A lot of quarterbacks do that and often pay the price.
Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper. And quickly they get to the line. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Thomas brings it in. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. P.J. Walker. A 4-yard touchdown scamper. And the Panthers take advantage of the short field and finish it off with a quick touchdown. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this third quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening it up. You may get some playing time in this one.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. New England trying to get a place on offense. But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way.
And it's a fumble, and it's picked up by the Panthers. And some room to maneuver. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
I don't care what the scoreboard says, partner. You know who's winning this game right now?
Mother Nature?
Yes, indeed. Precipitation's winning it in a big way. Sloppy, all these turnovers right now.
Yeah, well, this was the forecast. We got what was forecasted, and he's got it for a Panther touchdown.
Terrace Marshall,
38 yards.
and the Panthers get another third-quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Pinheiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
Fielded just outside the goal line.
Oh, a good return up past the 30.
And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line.
We all know the teams never want to use the word panic, but if they expect to win this game, it has to start right here, right now. That return just set them up for points, and it needs to be a touchdown.
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Corner blitz that time by J.C. Horn, and he got home and dropped him. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Yetur Gross-Matos getting in there to make the play.
Here's Michael Pilardi now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this one sails out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25. It will. 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. They're obviously right now in the driver's seat, comfortably ahead. They've scored on a couple straight possessions, Charles. And, I mean, for them, I guess it's just more of the same, right? Keep doing what you've been doing.
Yeah, it's not typical for us to see games out.
He's got a man, complete.
And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. On 1st and 10, Walker.
And he'll go right back to Moore, complete again. touchdown! DJ Moore, his second touchdown of the night.
And the Panthers will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the third. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the fourth quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
That drive started on their own 25. 2 plays, 75 yards later, into the end zone. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
Taken in at the 3.
And the Patriots gearing up to go now.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much.
And he loses the football the second time. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he takes it into the end zone. It's a fumble recovery and a touchdown for the Panthers. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. New England's offense set to go.
And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn 1 here in this third quarter.
On second down, it's Stevenson. And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in this second half.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And that will be incomplete.
Well, obviously searching for their first touchdown this game, partner. And that quick 3 and out, that's not going to achieve that at all. Give victory to the secondary there. They brought out tight coverage on that 3rd down snap.
Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. Fielded at the 20. Is going to do it for this third quarter of action. Welcome back to London. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Panthers continue to pour it on here in the fourth. Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. New England trying to get a place on offense. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the fourth quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
New England on third down. A very anemic 1 for 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Here's Michael Pilardi now. He's been terrific so far.
Here's Smith to return it.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
And they're going to speed things up here. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there.
76 yards on the ground for him so far.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard.
Hands it off out of the gun.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Panthers are pouring it on. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. New England's offense set to go.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. And he'll get credit for a punt inside the 20, not by much, but inside the 20 at the 19-yard line. And onto the field, here come the Panthers.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes.
He's got a man, complete. There he goes, right side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
And not willing to risk another fumble, he'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. New England trying to get a place on offense. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here off it?
Jones hit, and the ball's out. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. Throwing on second and long. Jones. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 12-yard line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a third and long.
Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. And that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And this will be recovered at least by the offense, but he'll be taken down in the end zone, and that is going to be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
That penalty accepted, and they move the ball forward.
Good starting position for the Panthers as they come up 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And some room to run now. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first.
There's a lot of good on that play when we see the big fella take it and rumble into the secondary. But how about the big part of it, taking care of the football? He doesn't carry it very often, but when he does, he's got to make sure that he doesn't get it popped free. Unlike Mike Tolbert in Super Bowl 50, carrying the ball popped free, turnover, and it hurt his team.
On the give, this is their fullback. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. An extra corner comes on now for the Patriots D on third down. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete.
Up huge on the scoreboard, and they're still trying to add to their total. That shot doesn't connect, but I don't think it'll dissuade them from attempting another one.
Walker looking to throw on 4th down.
And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and Carolina scores to cap it off. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
Out comes the New England offense to see what they can do this time.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Now Jones.
He's got it complete to Aguilar.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
One final shot. They'll look to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. Now, I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that, you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory.